Yo, man, what's going on, y'all boys, man? You already know what time it is, man. Today, we have another crazy lit reaction video. By the title and thumbnail, you know what to expect, so I don't got to say too much, man. But what I need y'all to do is hit that like button, man. Let's get this video to 10,000 thumbs up. The more thumbs up this video get, the higher that it will rank in this algorithm. So it's going to break this matrix, man. And more importantly, y'all come on over to the Instagram, man. Y'all follow the kid on Instagram. We'll be highly appreciated. I don't really ask y'all too much. Just to like it and follow me on the gram if you haven't already. Show the kid some love, man. Make sure if y'all enjoy, give it a thumbs up. I already told y'all that, so y'all get it, there go.
Hobbs was initiated into a satanic coven as a child by his grandfather and continued participating for many years. I recently asked Glenn about his involvement and the importance of Halloween to the occultist.
I was involved in it as a child. Of course, I was a generational Satanist, what they call a generational Satanist, and what that means is that my family was involved in it and their family before them.
Glenn, could you tell us about your involvement in any rituals at Halloween as a child?
There was another little girl that was involved in the occult with me, and her name was Becky. Now, Becky was a different type of child. She was blessed to be a sacrifice. I was being blessed to be a high priest, where she was being blessed and born into the coven there to be a sacrifice. Now, we were in a ritual where we were married together. It was a marriage to the beast. And me and the little girl were married together, and there was a lot of sex that took place.
Wow.
A lot of blood that was spilt over us, joining us together.
Wow.
When do Halloween rituals actually begin, and what is the ultimate purpose of Halloween?
Well, the ritual that I remember the most clearly began about the end of September. Me and the little girl, the one I mentioned named Becky, the was very concentrated at that time. We were taken into several rooms where our clothing was removed. We spent the next couple of weeks in a kind of a shack where a lot of rituals went on, where a lot of animals were killed. They summoned Lucifer and his spirit to come and possess me, and so that I would be blessed to take over the position of the high priest at a certain point in time. Now, Halloween night, they had again put me and the little girl in the back of this van, and we again drove off, which seemed like for a long time. We were driving once again, and we finally came to this stop. They took the little girl out and they left me in the van. I could hear a lot of commotion that was going on outside. People that were screaming and yelling, and this low murmuring and a moaning noise that was going on, like some kind of a low chanting noise that was going on. So I knew in my mind there was some type of a ritual going on, because I'd heard that many times before. You know, it was real common to see people fall on the ground and convulsion and go into convulsions during rituals and stuff with the demonic presence that were
This is giving me
around.
chills.
And finally, a woman came to the back of the van and she said, "It's time to go." And she brought me out of the van, and I could see that there was just a lot of people around. Some were dressed in dark brownish kind of robes with hoods over them. They took me up and they led me up to this stone altar. And I remember I saw the little girl, and she was on the altar. Now, at first, you know, I just wondered what was going on, because you never knew. I mean, they used the altar for a lot of different things. They could have just been sending an animal over, could have been a abuse from the high priest onto her. You know, it was a hard thing to know for sure. Well, they ushered me up to the altar, and I could see that they had bound her feet. They had her feet spread apart, her legs, and they had bound them to the ends of the altar, and they had taken her arms, which were laying out this way, and roped them to the altar, which had little kind of like hooks, which they could bind the ropes around. And she was really white. I remember seeing her, and she was just real pale and real white. and I noticed that they had slit the bottoms of her feet and her wrists, and they were taking the blood that was running out of those areas and putting them into chalices and passing those cups to different people who were partaking of her blood. Then the high priest, he took the athami, or the ritual knife, and he picked it up and he put my hand on it, and then he forced it into her chest.
Wow.
So when I think back on Halloween, you know, over that period of time that happened, you know, that was the climax event, Halloween night, where they killed that innocent little girl. And this is something that's happening every Halloween. That's not just an isolated event. I mean, there are children all over the world who are losing their lives during Halloween night, and yet we, as a society, we go out and celebrate it, and we go door to door and we ask for candy, and it's a big celebration to us. And I think it's quite ironic how one group of people are thinking it's fun, all over the world who are losing their lives during that. And this is something that's happening every Halloween. That's not just an isolated event. I mean, there are children all over the world who are losing their lives during Halloween night, and yet we, as a society, we go out and celebrate it, and we go door to door and we ask for candy, and it's a big celebration to us. And I think it's quite ironic how one group of people are thinking it's fun, and another group of people are taking human life, and yet they don't, you know, there seems to be this wall and nobody wants to face the facts of what's really going on.
That's true, you know, and that's that goes back into the conversation that we had a while ago when it talks about tradition and morality. You know, a lot of people are trying to fend more to traditions than they are trying to think about the moral reasons of what the actual holiday is. It's crazy. Like, of course, as a kid, you really don't think too much of Halloween, but when you think of it, like, honestly, biblically, we're not supposed to be celebrating Halloween. Like, it's a very demonic holiday. You know, now it's a little different in the generation we live in now, because it seems more freaky than I don't really think people now wear half of a costume, like 1/10 of a costume when they out at a party, and everything else is just skin. It's definitely something that you think about, and the more you learn, the more you read, and the more you get connected with the Lord, and you start reading the Bible, you start realizing a lot of things. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, this is probably one of the most broad holidays that's openly admits to, and it's showcased in America, at least, or, you know, I'm positive other places around the world, is a kid-forsaken candied holiday. You know, it's just weird. You know, don't get me wrong, the movies be good, you know, but it's just the whole participation thing and what it is in general really gets me, if you get what I'm saying.
Imagine the title of a film back in 1981 was exactly that.
Since our last meeting, we've made tremendous progress. And I'd like to say that most of the credit goes to our extremely efficient International Research and Development Committee. I would like to thank each and every one of you for your hard work and dedication to our cause. In reviewing this year's progress, let me say that we have been highly effective in conditioning the people's minds to accept our solution to the world's problems.
Wow.
The energy crisis here in the United States was exceptionally successful worldwide, and we expect similar success with our upcoming food shortage. Our labor leaders have made great progress by causing confusion and work stoppages in all areas of the world. Financially, the dollar is being devalued even faster than we could have hoped.
What?
Politically, the public has lost total confidence in any form of government. The threat of universal war is a daily possibility. As you know, we ourselves do not need to hold any visible office of leadership. As a matter of fact, it's better that we do not. We control the finances, news media, food, transportation, energy. We control everything. It is important that you, as world leaders, keep our program before your countrymen. With our World Bank and computer program operational, we now have the capacity to control the financial affairs of every human being on Earth by giving each person his own computer number. Anytime his number is used, we would know his financial situation at once. He could not buy or sell anything without his computer number. It will simplify their lifestyles tremendously. The end result will be a one-world monetary and government system that we alone will control. Yes.
What about the people who forget their number, or their cards are lost or stolen?
We've made provisions for that. By using this laser imprinter, we can painlessly and permanently affix the person's number to the back of his hand or his forehead if he so desires. The numbers would be easily read by this new ultraviolet scanning equipment. For the purposes of demonstration, I've had such a number imprinted on myself.
Wow. Whoa.
Once this number is imprinted, it cannot be lost nor can it be changed. Now, are there any questions?
What about the individuals who refuse to have this number implantation?
We expect some minor resistance, especially from highly motivated religious groups. But eventually, hunger will cause even the most zealous to conform to our program.
Mr. Chairman, I am concerned about the situation in the Middle East.
We've given Russia and Israel a great deal of consideration. Russia is, as you probably already know, considering an invasion of Israel in order to obtain a Mediterranean seaport. Our policy is to support such a move and supply Israel with the necessary nuclear weapons to fend off such an attack.
Wow.
The mental conditioning of the Israelis is he has nothing to lose, and subsequently will attack the Russians before they can get their planes off the ground. Gentlemen, I believe that within a year, 2 at the most, our one-world government will be a reality. If we continue on our present course, it is my opinion that we could present the devil himself as a world leader, and the people would accept him.
Wow. I don't think I have to say anything, but that was honestly creepy if you ask me, y'all. I'm gonna keep it 100. That was completely creepy. This is crazy. This is wild. I'm gonna need all y'all to go back and rewatch it over again. I ain't gonna say too much, just rewatch it. But this is crazy.
When God sent Moses and the Israelites into Canaan and Joshua, they were going to purge out the giants out of these places. And I felt like that was such a significant event. Now it starts to make more sense. Do you remember when the Israelites went into the promised land? They said, we don't want to go in there. There is giants and we look like grasshoppers. The giants were the same giants, the same Nephilim, the same beings that God was wiping out in the flood. This is why God said, go and kill them. This is why his decree was to wipe them out. He was trying to end the lineage of these human, animal, Nephilim, angel mixed hybrids. He was trying to purify the bloodline of humanity. And now when it's talking about the Amorites, the Hittites, and it's talking about these people, it's talking about when Moses sends the spies into the land of Canaan, and they come back with a report with, these people are way taller than us, way stronger than us. We're like grasshoppers in their sight.
And these are the same giants, the same ones that was left out of the Bible. The book of Enoch, where it talks about the watchers, and where it talks about all of these things where, you know, it's just so many of these scriptures was left out of the Bible. Yes, the Bible does talk about the giants, but as I've been saying, there's other scriptures about the giants. And are they still here? That's the thing. There are people that are ex-military that claim these Nephilim giants are still here. If that's the case, what are their agenda? What's their plan? What are their intentions later on? Because I have a feeling if they're still here, they will be used as weapons by somebody or maybe some country. And I've posted this footage before, but I want you to check this out one more time.
Nephilim Giants. About the government hiding Nephilim Giants in the military bases.
Greg Renrich, that was one of the things that he told me. He's the one that was talking about seeing the giants in the deep underground military bases. He said that one of the first things that they had to do before he was allowed to go into S4 or S20 or any of the others, they made him sign an affidavit saying, you're not allowed to use the name Jesus Christ in these underground facilities, not even if you stub your toe or anything. And he said that he saw 10 to 25 foot tall giants in these underground bases and said that they were, you know, the human scientists and other people working side by side with him. He said that they even came right out and said they were there.
Wow. The footage was cut short there, but what he says is they come right out and say that they're getting ready to fight an intergalactic battle against God himself, and that they think they are going to win. Guys, if this is true, it explains a lot of things. Tell me in the comments, you think this could be happening?
Like I told y'all, you know, I'm still learning about the Bible and things like that, but I'm going to need somebody down below to please fact check everything he was saying before I sit here and believe and say, oh, this dude was speaking facts. They've been talking about this military bunker since I was a kid that held these giants. And it's crazy that I even remember something like that. I honestly forgot, but when it came back in my head, it just brought up all the memories and the times that I've heard about it, I've seen in the movies and just little things like that, you know. And I think one of the closest examples was that Troll movie that came out on Netflix where they had the troll and they had one of them locked up. Like it was, that stuff was real, and people were saying that they're basically putting things in front of our face. If you haven't seen the movie Trolls, you should definitely see it and then come back to me and you will be like, dang, okay, that definitely makes sense now what he's talking about.
Oh.
What's that? Nah, that's an edit. Yeah, that's an edit. Yeah, that's definitely edit. Yeah, this definitely got to be edit. No.
You seen that?
Yeah, that.
You seen that come out of the clouds?
Yeah, this an edit.
What was that? Hold on, Jack. I gotta rewind that.
Nah, yeah. This definitely was an edit. I'm gonna debunk this one. This one definitely fake, y'all. Y'all let me know how y'all feel about this one, but this is definitely fake. I don't. If something like that ever happened, like in the world for real, G, like it would be all over the place. I'm talking like people will be panicking right now if something like that actually happened. This definitely an edit, man. Y'all gotta chill out with that type of stuff, man. You know what I'm saying? It's trying to deceive us. That's crazy. So basically, okay, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. So basically what they saying is that a lot of stuff where the president is at is all at a studio. They say this, if you look up Castle Rock Studios, are you paying attention?
Y'all, please tell me y'all have seen this man's video. In case you haven't, I'm going to tag him below. In the video, he's in a place in Oregon and he sees what looks like a door in this like mountain cliff face. This door. And it straight up does look like a door. So he said that when he first saw it, the door was open and that he watched it close and it looked like something was peering out at him. And this intrigued me so much. So I spent hours yesterday just digging into this in every way I knew how. So this is the location where he's at. These are the coordinates below. Now he mentions in his video or in the hashtags giants. He thinks there's giants in Oregon, which could be. But my first thought when I seen this, the Moon-Eyed people. I've talked about them before. These are the little people of Cherokee legend that live inside the mountains and they only come out at night because they can't see very well in the daytime. And very similar to this legend is the legend of the Nunnehi. of Blood Mountain in Georgia. And there's a particular legend associated with that place that speaks of a door just like that one. A secret door that opens up into the interior of the mountain where this race of immortals live. In the Moon-Eyed People legend, they are spoken of as small, like dwarves or elves. But the Nunnehi are described kind of like shapeshifters. They can appear small, they can appear as a normal-sized human or larger. And they can make themselves invisible. And they live in these subterranean cities inside mountains. So I had to dig really hard to try to find out, does Oregon have similar legends to these? And they do. I can't pronounce these names. I'm not even going to try. I'm going to put it on the screen. But this is the name of the little people of the Cascade Mountains. And this particular spot in the Cascade Mountains, it's on Quartzville Drive, not far outside Sweet Home. The name of these little people means ground people. They are said to dwell inside the heavily timbered peaks and ridges of the Cascade Mountains. They are described as small, about 2 feet tall, and can become invisible. But other than being small, they look like regular people, and they speak in a language that sounds like birdsong. They, like the Moon-Eyed People, are believed to only really come out at night, and they will call out to each other in what sounds like birdsong or whistling. And so it's said if you ever hear that in this area, you should never respond to it. Because if you answer it or try to follow them, they have the power to drive humans mad. Another tribe in Oregon speaks of another legendary race called which also means ground people or people of the ground, who are also said to reside inside the mountains and are described exactly the same, like legendary dwarves with supernatural abilities. And they are often referred to as baby feet. I guess in comparison to like Bigfoot. A lot of these baby feet legends have actually become obscure and lost to time. You can find references to them, but it's kind of hard now. But there's a few places in Oregon that legends of them are responsible for the name, like Baby Rock, Babyfoot Lake, Babyfoot Creek. And it's also said the baby feet come out at night. They call to each other in birdsong, and that they possess the power to drive humans crazy. And people that have encountered one often find later that they've lost several days' time. This is also common with the Nunnehi legends in Georgia. These creatures or people or whatever are also said to uproot trees and throw large rocks, a lot like the Bigfoot legends. But they rip up the trees because they use them to build their homes inside the mountains. And so sometimes at night you will hear these loud booms and cracks and like small explosions. And it's these little people ripping up the trees. However, I'm not going to completely dismiss the giant thing, because in several stories related to Hollow Earth, giants are said to guard the doorways to protect these subterranean cities from people who may stumble across them. So when I was trying to find this on Google Maps, I didn't actually know where it was. So it took me a while to find it. But in the process, I think I accidentally found another door right here. And do you see it? It looks a lot like the first one. Is that not a second door? So my question now is, has anybody seen this one? Is it open too? Are they connected? Because that looks like a door to y'all, right? Just like the first one. I don't know, but I really wish somebody would go knock on both of these doors and just see what happens. However, it is said that there are other entrances like these all over the world. Doors that lead to a world underneath our own. But what's odd is that over time, a lot of the locations where some of these rumored doors are supposed to be are now occupied by military bases, or declared off limits by the government, or monitored by
the government,
some kind of officials. And the guy that posted the original video did a couple updates and said something about the military possibly following him. So if any of y'all go check this out, and I hope you do, just be careful. Don't answer any whistles and stay away from the military.
Link it then, because hold on.
Y'all, please tell me y'all have seen this man's video. In case you haven't, I'm going to tag him below.
Well, finna go look at it right now because I want to figure this out.
Well, hey everybody, I'm back. So we went out today, did some debunking, looking for another door that Amber talked about. We're up here, Quartzville. The water's super low because they're draining the dam. Right there, that's the old dam road from way back the day before they logged. Venture. But I'm going to answer some questions for everybody here.
Okay, people are in the comments saying that he deleted the video. Yeah, people are saying that he deleted the video.
Hey everybody, we're back and we're up here to find...
Oh my God, he deleted them.
Okay, I'm going to answer some questions. Why did I go quiet? It's a lot of drama. We go to dinner. I'm the giant guy. So wife and I go to dinner. We go out here to there. It's just drama everywhere we go. Tons of questions. We don't get any alone time. Other than that, it's family for the most part. Our family's getting blown up too. That's the object that caused everything right there. Now I've met some people up here and they've looked at it. They see what they see also, and they've showed me more that I never saw before. There's another TikToker, I'll tag him in this, met up with him. He hiked the backside and found some caves. So hopefully I can get hold of him and we can go explore those caves and see where they actually go. So the main reason we went quiet, there was something in our video, and a follower pointed it out to us. So I looked at it and I kind of see what they're saying. So I sent it off to some people, and they asked us to keep it quiet until it came time to let somebody know. So they've looked at it on their special computers and stuff, and they see what they see, and they sent it back to me. So I'll be trying to post that later. I'll see if I can't find that video and repost the video of us running down the mountainside.
Wow. So he took down the video because it was something else that was within the video that one of his supporters, and they told him to take the video down and they would look at it but keep it quiet. Wow. And this stuff is honestly blowing up all over the world right now. I'm very intrigued.
All right. Theory 1 from a follower. Here's the theory. Let me spin it around. The wedge door. He says up here, when you get in there, there's a crack across the bottom. It shows you the door. It doesn't match the rest of it, and it goes over in the corner. Over in the corner, they say there is this pivot point where there's something in there so they can push it in and out, and it's a pivot point in the rocks over there. And I have a drawing that it was sent to me in the whole 9 yards. Number 2. That's all part of the same working mechanism up there, kind of the same theory as the last person. And that's where that block kicks out on the side right here and goes up and goes flat, just to show that, you know, there is a pivot point there. All right, theory 1 from a follower. Here's the theory. Let me spin it around. The wedge door. He says up here, when you get in there, there's a crack across the bottom. It shows you the door. It doesn't match the rest of it, and it goes over in the corner. Over in the corner, they say there is this pivot point where there's something in there so they can push it in and out.
Okay, I think, is that his last video?
Number 2. That's all part of the same working mechanism up there, kind of the same theory as the last person. And that's where that block kicks out on the side right here and goes up and goes flat, just to show that, you know, there is a pivot point there. Number 3, yes, we're going to get a drone. We're going to fly a drone to that spot right there. Right here. There's a hole right there, a round hole that goes in. And theory on that one is that's where water goes through and comes out, things like that. And number 4, right over in that area over there, that's where Dual Sport 1, follower Dual Sport 1, said he went over the top of the backside, came down over here, and that's where he saw his caves and things like that. I'm going to try my best to connect with him and go explore those things the best that we can, but it's on that side. That's where he said there's a wide pathway on that side of the back of that hillside, which would make sense because if you're big enough, you could just walk right around here or walk right up there and right on in. So, anyways, Dual Sport 1, I'm going to connect with you, man. On the backside, like you were saying, those limbs are broke up real super high. Let's get up there, find that out, and find those caves and see what we can find. And then, let's see. Number 5, no, we're not dead.
Okay, let me, RB.
Number 2.
We're finna see if we can find, we're finna see if we can actually find the video, because I have to find this video. Yeah, because he needs to re-release that video. I'm going to stay in tune and tag to, you know, everything they has going on and keep y'all updated as well, because I feel like we all deserve somewhat of an update of what's really going on. But it does seem like it's like a direct video that got deleted that has been reposted from him. But if y'all find the original, then please send it to me so we can get to the bottom of this, because I'm really trying to figure this out. Yeah, man, it's crazy, bro. That's, I don't know. Y'all let me know how y'all feel about that, man. We'll go ahead and get out of here, man. I appreciate y'all for tuning in and coming to show the kids some love, man. Make sure if y'all enjoy this video, you give it a huge thumbs up before you head out. Let's get it. Let go.